Thank you for coming on the show again, Craig Murray. How are you doing? I see you had an accident recently.
Yeah, I tripped over on the carpet. The annoying thing is I was stone cold sober. If I was drunk, I wouldn't mind. But I tripped over the carpet and dislocated my shoulder very badly. And I have one arm strapped to my chest at the moment. So if I look a bit strange, that's why.
So you've only got one arm to use now. It's difficult if you're typing or whatever. How
Yeah,
long are you going to be incapacitated like that?
2 weeks. Well, in 2 weeks, I've got to go back and see how it's getting on, basically. Hopefully, in 2 weeks, I'll have the use of my arm back, which would be good. It's amazing. I mean, it took me 20 minutes this morning to put my trousers on.
Oh my God. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, look, I know you're busy, so I just wanted to talk to you about this. What's come out this week that you're going to be standing in the next general election in Blackburn for the Workers' Party. Is that something that you just thought of recently, or has it been something that's been in your mind for a while?
It's quite a recent development after Georgia's victory in Rochdale. Of course, I stood in Blackburn before as an independent candidate back in 2005 against Jack Straw,
Right.
against the as an anti-war candidate and against the torture and extraordinary rendition policy, and I picked up 5% of the vote, which for an independent anti-war candidate was pretty good. And I'd been intending to stand against the Labour Party because of Gaza anyway. It was in the back of my mind, but I ought to do that. Then after Rochdale, George contacted me about standing in Blackburn again, and I thought, yeah, I think that's right. I think I'll give that a go.
I mean, it makes sense going back to Blackburn as a seat because that was where you were, and it does. I looked at the results, and it was pretty impressive on your own as an independent. Whereas with the Workers' Party, you've got a bit more support there too, haven't you?
I think that's right. I mean, it's amazing. To be honest, I'm very proud of having got 5% back then, just literally on my own. I arrived in a constituency on the railway station with a suitcase with nowhere to stay and not knowing anybody at all, and kind of set up and got started. And I had hundreds of wonderful volunteers coming in to help me for the anti-war movement, and we built something up in Blackburn, which now we can build on and take further.
Yeah, well, I was up in Rochdale a couple of times during the campaign, and the atmosphere was incredible. I look forward to coming up to Blackburn, and I'm sure lots of other people would like to come up to help you out as well who watch the show.
Yeah,
So
I
so
think
what's your first? What do you think the key to this is? I don't even know who's got the seat. Is it Tory or Labour? I don't know. Is it one of the Red Wall that went?
no. It's quite a big Labour majority, 16,000 Labour majority, or 13,000. But I think part of the key to this is, yes, of course, it's about Gaza and the Labour Party's, in effect, active support for a genocide, and the fact that the Labour leader still remains a member of the Labour Friends of Israel when that country is actively committing genocide, and of course that's very, very important, and we'll be campaigning hard on that. But it's also the fact that the Labour Party, has come out as openly Thatcherite. It's not just that they have no policies, no economic policies differing from the Tories, but that they're now publicly identifying as Thatcherites and admitting they are Thatcherites. And I really don't think the people of Blackburn, for many of the communities in Blackburn, want to be voting for effectively a neoliberal right-wing party that's committed to further cuts in public services and further privatisation, because that's what you're going to get with the Labour Party.
Yeah, and I mean the other aspect of the Labour Party that concerns me, especially with Starmer, is this authoritarianism they have, that they've shown in the party. Were that they to be in government, I can imagine them not being any more friendly to civil liberties than the Conservatives.
No, that's absolutely right. There's a new National Security Act which came into force with little fanfare on the 1st of January, which is absolutely dreadful. For the first time, it's now a criminal offence to publish leaked classified information. It's always, of course, been a criminal offence for the whistleblower to blow the whistle and to leak the information. But now, for the first time, the editors or journalists of the publication that publishes it are also going to face criminal charges with no public interest defence. And that's absolutely appalling. So to take, for example, the prosecution of Clive Ponting back in the days of the old Falklands War, who was prosecuted for revealing that the warship General Belgrano was actually steaming away from the Falklands, not towards it, at the time that the British sank it, killing hundreds of people. Not only was Clive Ponting published, nowadays, the editors of all the newspapers who published his information would also be, and the BBC and everyone else who put that information out there would also be liable for prosecution. It's essentially brought into British law exactly what they're doing to Julian Assange, or trying to do to Julian Assange in the United States. And it was supported by the Labour Party. That's the point. The Labour Party supported it, just as they supported all of the new restrictions on demonstrations in the Public Order Act, where now any demonstration can be banned if it seriously inconveniences somebody. Well, of course, every demonstration is going to seriously inconvenience somebody, and it can be banned for being noisy. Or potentially being noisy. And of course, any demonstration is potentially noisy. But the Labour Party supported all of this draconian information. The Labour Party is not standing up against the Rwanda safety bill because of their desire for right-wing populism as embedded by Wes Streeting. So you're absolutely right. Personally, I think the Labour Party will be even worse for civil liberties than the Tory party, because at least there are some people with a kind of libertarian streak on the right of the Tory party. There are no libertarians in the Labour Party at all worth speaking of, not in any positions of power or influence. So I think that the right to protest is going to be under real threat from a Starmer government.